this is something that a lot of people, I'm really tired of. Well, in the playoffs, this isn't going to work. I keep reminding people, the playoffs aren't this week. I don't expect this Steelers team to be the same team in January that they are now. My hope is that they're better, and my huge hope is that they're not worse. But they're not going to be the same.
Yeah.
They're not going to be the same. None of these NFL teams are going to be the same. And just because a team has a bad week doesn't mean that's who they are. I mean, my goodness. The Chiefs scored 9 points when they lost to the Broncos.
Yep.
You know, is that who they are for theirs? No, that's not. So you got to remember how this goes. But it's not always about where you are now. And now, can you say, well, what they're doing now doesn't give you as much hope to be at the end? You can look at it that way, or you cannot. That is really up to everybody. My thing is, I have a little bit more hope because I've seen what Kenny Pickett can do in the fourth quarter. I've seen that it's possible. And additionally, now I'm seeing what they can do with the run game. And more importantly, because I think it's what really determines offensive success is the offensive line has played better the last 2 games.
Yep.
Because I think that determines so much of it. So that's why I have hope to have it be better then, because to me, it all starts with the offensive line. Now,
well, and a few of those things that I'm wanting to see are starting to trend. So that's what I want to say. The trend is your friend.
How soon are they going to get there?
Yep.
But the other thing is look at where we were at the end of last season, saying, oh, if only the Steelers wouldn't have started 2-6. Okay. Bad keeps saying they started 2-7. They were never 2-7. They were 2-6, then 3-6, then 3-7. So I got to correct them on that one. Now the Steelers are finding those ways to win, not losing the game. I mean, my goodness, the Ravens game last year, every time they had a chance to win, Trubisky threw interceptions when Kenny Pickett got knocked out last year. That's what happened. You don't want those kind of losses. Okay. So they're playing not to lose the game early in the season, which is fine. I want to see them evolve to be they're playing to win by the end of the year to make the postseason. Because when you go into there, you got to play to win.
They're doing what?
Huh?
What are they doing?
You know what? I'm trying to figure out what to do. I think I know.
See, you're terrible.
You play to win the game.
Yes. It's because I'm trying to pay attention to the live chat, and I have to do 4 clicks to get over to the clips. Okay? You know how they're there for you to use too. You can hit anytime you want. But okay. I'm going to give an example. All right. Some people like reality TV. Some people don't. I'm not a big fan of it, but there are a couple things that I do like. And there's a show that I watch with my kids. Now we're behind. We DVR it and we're way behind. We just started the 4th season, although it's been going for a while. And that show is Lego Masters, where every week they're, Will Arnett's the host, and you're given a task. You have to build these designs and all this stuff, and someone gets sent home, and they get all the way to the end. Now, the first 2 seasons, I got frustrated at the end because they had already picked who they wanted to win partway through, because whenever that team was the worst team that week, they just decided not to send anybody home. And then that team ended up winning. Exactly what they did is how it played out both seasons. Season 3, it wasn't like that. But there was this pair. It was 2 people that, I don't know if it was YouTube, TikTok, whatever. They were social influencers. They did Lego stuff on there. They had never built Legos together live in their life. They come to be on this show. I think they actually won the first challenge. Did a real nice job. But then they hit a stretch in the middle of the show where it was either 4 or 5 straight episodes where they would bring 2 teams down to be in the bottom 2, and then they would announce to go home. They were in the bottom 2 every week for 4 or 5 weeks, but didn't get sent home. They were just good enough to get by. But you know what happened at the end? They got down to where they actually made the Final 4. And then all of a sudden they came together and they had a really nice build. And they made the finale, which was 3. You know what they did on the finale? They crushed it. They just blew everyone away at the end. Were they the best team the whole time? They were not. They did enough to stick around. And when it mattered, they came through as the best. That's my hope for the Steelers. Now, Are they definitely going to get there? No way. No way you could say that's definitely going to happen. It's going to be an exact repeat of last year of all these wins down the stretch. No. But that's what I'm looking for. As long as they're getting by now, but building towards something better is what I ultimately want to see.
Yes. Right. It's my thing is this. The Steelers have put themselves in a good position where they can have an opportunity to make the postseason. The question is going to be, what do they do between now and the end of the regular season to A, get there, but B, going in the right direction so that they can potentially make some noise in the postseason?
Yeah.
And we don't know what that's going to look like. We have no clue yet. So
yeah. And this comes back. I know we got to get going. I got a couple things to do real quick. This comes back to something that Coach Tomlin talked about with the rookies in the press conference today. He said he wants them to finish their season with their arrow pointing up. To me, that said, not that I necessarily agree with it, but I keep saying, hey, the Steelers' philosophy is they don't want the rookies to burn out. Coach Tomlin even talked about the preseason games are different for the rookies than the veterans. They're like real games. So you're talking about them playing 20 games because they're amped up trying to show what they deserve to be in the NFL. So they have those games. The reason they don't get them going too much, I mean, look, Kenny Pickett last year, if he wouldn't have been injured and missed the game against the Panthers, his regular season would have been exactly how many games he played at Pitt the year before. It's almost like they're trying. They don't want the rookies to wear out and fall off at the end of the year. They want them to still be trending up when they get there.
We don't want them to hit a wall. We don't want them to hit a wall in week 16 because then those rookies are no good as you get ready to go to the postseason.
Yeah. So. Now, I got a couple super chats. So before I do that, I got to give a shout out. Did you see who's in the live chat?
Yes,
I did. Felicia. I haven't seen Felicia for a long time.
Felicia.
Good to see you back.
Where you been?
Yeah. So just had to put that out there. That's really good. All right. We have one really old one. $5. Sean Manahan, long time ago, put this in the tip jar. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if you mentioned this or not, but the last 3 weeks, the red zone defense has been number 1 in the NFL. I didn't know they were number 1. Did you know they were number 1?
I didn't know they were number 1. I knew they were good.
They were doing good. Yeah, that in the red zone, they're keeping teams out of the touchdown zone.
Yeah. Now it took a couple pretty nice interceptions this week to help with that.
Yeah.
But it still happened.
And then the other super chat is, I didn't even see who it was. I just had it in a list. It's from Felicia, $5. Thank you very much, Felicia.
Seen her for forever. She comes back and drops the super chat. I mean, gotta love her.
Yeah. She said in 2000, or sorry, I think she said 2020. I think she missed the 20. And 2021, her digits were off a little bit there. They were 11-0 and ended 12-4. No one believed we deserved to go to the playoffs with Ben. We got Kenny Pickett, and I don't care what people say, just win. You know what? That's the division right now. And Jeff's going to talk about that on Let's Ride tomorrow morning. So if you don't listen to our audio podcasts, you are really missing out. You can get them anywhere you get podcasts. Like Apple's a good place. That's where I listen to all mine. But yeah, you got to get there. But I want the Steelers to be a team on the rise. Now, also, I don't want the Steelers to do what people feared the 49ers did and peak in week 4 or 5. You know, I don't think that's the case. Now they look pretty good this week. But going into their bye, losing 3 straight and going into a bye week, man, their fan base was like, man, this team peaked way too soon. I don't want the Steelers peaking now. I want it all rising action. Give me all rising action. I'm not ready for that climax yet. Sorry that I went all literary there. So now, Steelers Freak, I was going to bring this up before too. He says, I read that Warren is listed as the starting running back. That was a false article by Bleacher Report where they said that Jaylen Warren replaced Najee Harris as the starter. That never happened.
Never happened.
And there was a lot of Pittsburgh media that called that out. I know Nick Faribault did. Mark Cabali called it out. That was just, it was just a terribly misleading, flat up lie of what was going on. It was, Jaylen Warren got announced as a starter at the game. Oh, that's the story. He's replaced Najee Harris. No, he didn't.
Nope. So Najee was announced as well.
Yeah. So no, I'm not speaking like that to Steelers Freak. I'm like, yeah, that's where you would have read that. they did that because Coach Tomlin knew they were going to be using both of them, wanted to give him a chance to run out of the tunnel with his name being announced as well, thought he deserved it. And there it is. Rich, we've got to get to it. We're running over again. I said,
who was left out then, Dave?
That's the other thing. And I'm just like, well, there's the punishment. It was one George Pickens. Did not get announced.
Who ironically, though, on the first play of the game, was on the field.
Was on the field, yeah. So it was all
because
about
he caught the first pass. He caught a pass, first play of the game.
And I said that in our Slack channel. I'm like, I guess that was his punishment. Not that he didn't get to start, but he didn't get announced. So, but no, Jalen Warren's really doing that myself.
Oh, I'm telling you, right now, I am loving the two-headed beast at running back.
Yes.
Right now, I really am. I think it could really work in the Steelers' favor. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Now, Rich, you've been at 2 other home games. Who was announced, offense or defense, when you were there? You remember? Was George Pickens announced?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so, because he normally would get announced. So, yeah. So, very, very interesting. So, Rich, let's talk about this game coming up. To me, what we were talking about is important. Steelers, are they going to go out with the Browns and attack and just try and win, or are they going to do everything they can to not lose the game throughout the game to then give themselves a chance to win at the end? Or get themselves a lead and do everything they can to not lose. So, what are your thoughts? You don't have to give me your score yet. Just give me some thoughts on the game coming up. Yeah. No. Okay.
Everybody listening has no clue, but
Rich just throws his hands.
I don't know.
You like me?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't know.
Could the Steelers come out and win this game? Absolutely. Could the Steelers come out and just, if Minkah Fitzpatrick doesn't play, there's still no communication. The Browns are able to run the ball like crazy because the inside linebackers are still trying to figure it out. And it's just one of those games that you're just like, they're just get it out of your system and just get trounced, and you got to learn from it, move on. I could see it either way.
I don't know. Just let me say this. If the Steelers defense can, start the game holding Deshaun Watson, 1 for 9 with an interception, 1 for 9 for, it was like 6 yards and an interception.
Pick 6.
Yeah. And I would hope that they would continue allowing him to play that way and not let him come back huge and beat you. But
yeah. Because he was like, he had crazy second half stats there. That I'm like, those are supposed to be 2 elite defenses, and they're just letting that go on the rest of the game. So
that was part of what I thought too. It's like, yeah. Well, we'll see.
All right. So, are you ready to give us your score prediction?
Sure.
Okay. Now, remember, everyone in the live chat, you got to wait. Don't throw yours out there. I'll put it out there, and then we'll read them all off as quick as we can.
All right. Do you want me to do my other thing before or after the score prediction?
I can't remember what your other thing is. Go for it. You can do it now. Do it now.
Okay. Hey, got to throw out there to everybody. I have a pair of tickets for sale. I didn't have them, and then suddenly, my folks that were going to take them had something come up, so they're not going to be taking them. So I have a set of tickets, 2 tickets, section 539, row V, seats 12 and 13. $100 a piece, so $200 for the pair. If anybody's interested, Dave has thrown my email up on the screen. It's
on the screen.
Rich Schofield. Schofield was SCHO Field at yahoo.com. And just pop me an email. First come, first serve. I got some other places I'm eventually going to put them up because the time is running short for me to try to see and get rid of them. Although I will say, in the end, if I do not get rid of them, I'm going. But
me too.
I really don't want to
get that game. So if you buy Rich's tickets,
don't want. This was a game I really wasn't planning on going to, but if push comes to shove, I'm going.
Yep.
So,
okay. So,
all right. Now, score prediction.
Hold on. We got a super chat from Afton. She wants to know if there's any news of Watson's ankle. No.
He has Ashton, he has 2 of them.
Yeah, he has 2 of them.
Yes. So
we'll find out more with
last I
tomorrow's
heard.
first injury report. That's when we'll actually get there.
All right. Now
score prediction.
Now
do that.
Okay, score prediction. Okay. I'm not sure what to think. Sometimes I always base it off of what the team we're playing did the week before. I don't know what to say after watching what went on with that Cleveland-Baltimore game. I have no clue what the Cleveland Browns are right now.
Yeah.
They're not just Jekyll and Hyde. They were Jekyll and Hyde within the same game.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. Going to be tough for the Steelers to go into Cleveland and do it. The Browns are going to be looking for a little bit of payback after what the Steelers did on Monday Night Football in week 2. I expect it to be another close game. I'm saying Steelers probably come up on the short end this time. I'm going to say Browns 21, Steelers 18.
21-18. Okay. There we go. Marky D wants to know if those are 2024 tickets.
Yeah.
No,
Marky D, no. They
coming
would
up
be for
December 3rd.
They would be for December 3rd of this year against the Arizona Cardinals.
Yep. And here we go. A lot of people were ready. We got Christopher 11. He's got 28-17 Steelers. Remember, if you don't say a team, we're going to assume you mean Steelers. Afton Ford says 21-20 Steelers. Steelers Freak said that Watson says he's going to play, but yeah, we'll see. Steel Dog 88 says 20-17 Steelers in OT. There he is. I didn't even know if Thomas Riley was here tonight.
I was going to say I hadn't seen him all night, but he's there and he's ready.
24-24 Steelers, Browns. Still doesn't trust the black and gold. Okay. George says 27-17 Steelers. Kathy Ford says 21-18 Steelers. So she has your score, but the other way around. Steelers Pittsburgh says 24-10 Steelers. Kevin Brokenborough says 23-17 Steelers. Felicia, says 16-14 with the Steelers win. Okay. Somebody said, here's what. Brian Brown says 23-21. Boz turn to win the game. Somebody sent me an idea for a shirt that I sent on to Jeff that he's going to try to do. I'm going to say it on this show, so I hope Jeff isn't upset. Said, it's not that Boz is automatic. He's Bozomatic. Bozomatic.
Oh, gee whiz.
Yeah. Wes, he's back on the train. He said they were going to go 2-whatever the rest of the season. They won last week, and now he thinks they're going to win this week. So, it's going to be bad the rest of the way. So, Wes has 25-18 Steelers. Okay, because he thinks Watson's going to throw a bunch of picks, which would not surprise me at all. Sorry, everything just went away for me for a second. Sean Manahan says, did it come up? Steelers 27, Clown 17. Valley Ford says 23-17 Steelers. Brent House says 26-16 Steelers. John Walter has 20-17 Steelers. Joseph Donovan has 26-23 Steelers. This is a much different crowd than how they were in the post-game show Sunday. I don't think we would have seen these scores, okay?
I don't think so.
Outside Steelers fan says, good guys 24-17, and it's not going to be as close as what the score says. Dennis C. says that it's Browns 24, Steelers 16. Jay Hanna says, I clicked it, 21-20 Steelers. Kobe DeCan, 24-17 Browns. Knight Rider has 23-19 Steelers. Someone's asked for what game the ticket was for. Just remember.
Arizona, December 3rd.
It's the next time the Steelers are at home. It's their next home game. The first Sunday in December. Okay. Gavin Anthony says 23-20 Browns. He says flip the score if Minka plays. That's a pretty
I was sitting there thinking that's a pretty good
prediction. You know,
it's a pretty good take.
Yeah. Oh, Mark Tobin says 35-17 Steelers. He's guaranteeing a victory. Go for it, Mark. Yeah. Let's see. Sherry Richards says 23-19. It's a 23-19, which
That's
is what I said
week.
after the game. And then the Steelers even tweeted it out later. Okay.
Yeah. I almost put it in the knee-jerk reaction, but I didn't.
Oh, Marky D. Steelers Nation, I'll show you. Steelers 22, Bengals suck. Brown 17. He will get that in anywhere he can. Mr. Woodside says Browns 20-19. Let's see. Okay, now Wes is ready for them to go 13-4. I got you, Wes. Good. I'm glad you had a change of heart after last week. You had me concerned. I'm like, come on, Wes always still believes. Justin Gall says Browns 31, Steelers 28. He says Pickett's going to have a big game, but the Steelers still are going to win. Jeremiah Yoder says 25-16 Steelers. Steelers Fanatic 78 says 27-24 Steelers. Jennifer says 13-16 Steelers. Richard Adamson says 27-21 Steelers. Ruben Stone says 24-20. Good guys. Kenny will be back. That's all I got right now. So yes. I've already said, make sure you check out all our podcasts. Let's Ride tomorrow. If you want to hear some more Kenny Pickett stuff, trying to put that to bed. Jeff's going to have a good talk about that. But we have a regular schedule.